Every time I'm here, I'm reminded of the words of Shakespeare from The Merchant of Venice. Here will we sit and let the sounds of music creep in our ears. Soft stillness in the night become the touches of sweet harmony, which is what we will hear tonight. So we are going to come out of the gate with a big bang. Miss Shoremount-Obra is going to sing Dich, teure, Halle from Tannhauser by Wagner. And in this scene, it takes place in medieval chivalric times. Elisabeth is this beautiful, chaste, virginal woman in love with Tannhauser, but Tannhauser has a thing literally for Venus. Honestly, Venus has come to Earth and is trying to seduce him, and Elisabeth represents pure love. And she comes to this beautiful hall of song in the Wartburg and greets the hall. Beautiful hall of song, I rejoice with you because my happiness is going to arrive. So one thing about this particular aria, this is the first time that you hear Elisabeth in the opera. And whenever I coach a singer in a role, whenever they have their first vocal entrance, I always tell them, you know, this is your introduction to the audience. You must register your voice so that they know what they're about to hear. Okay, this is a big entrance. So just be prepared. It's one of the great entrances of all time. I'm sure Miss Shoremount-Obra, you are going to register your voice with us. It's glorious. And then Mr. Brady is going to sing one of the great tunes of all time, Non più andrai from the Marriage of Figaro. Figaro is one of the only smart people in this opera. And poor Cherubino has done many wrong things. He has now got to go off and join the army. So Figaro's telling him, you know, you've been enjoying cocktails and a fine life. Now you're going to be walking through the mud with a bayonet. So enjoy it while you can. And then Miss Hebeisen's going to sing Cruda sorte from L'Italiana in Algeri. One of the wonderful things about some of the operas of the bel canto period is that many of the female heroines were proto-feminists. In a time when women were considered chattels, some of these, like Isabella, Rosina, they are literally the only smart people in the opera. So in this aria, Isabella has been stranded in Algeria. She is there, and if she thinks that someone is going to come and take her away, they're really wrong, because she knows exactly what to do in every situation. So, a little Wagner, Miss Shoremount-Obra?
notte e giorno di torno girando, belle belle turbando il riposo, narcisetto ad uncino d'amor. Belle belle turbando il riposo, narcisetto ad uncino d'amor. Non più avrai questi bei pennacchini, quel cappello leggero e callante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color. Non avrai quei pennacchini, quel cappello, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante. Non vedrai farfallone amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girando, belle belle turbando il riposo, narcisetto ad uncino d'amor. Belle belle turbando il riposo, narcisetto ad uncino d'amor. Fra guerrieri concordato, gran mustacchi stretto sacco, schioppo in spalla, sciabla al fianco, collo dritto, muso franco, un gran casco, un gran turbante, molto onor, poco contante, poco contante, poco contante. Ed invece del fandango non andare già per il fango, per battaglie e per valloni, con le nevi e solioni al concerto di tromboni, di bombarde e di cannoni, delle balle in tutti i tuoni all'orecchio fan fischiare. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, non più avrai quel cappello, non più avrai quella chioma, non più avrai quell'aria brillante. Non potrai farfallone amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girando, belle belle turbando il riposo, narcisetto ad uncino d'amor. Belle belle turbando il riposo, narcisetto ad uncino d'amor. Cherubino alla vittoria, alla gloria militare, cherubino alla vittoria, alla gloria militare, alla gloria militare, alla gloria militare.
Cruda sorte ammortiranno, questo è il premio di mia fe. Non v'è orror, terror né affanno, pari a quel ch'io provo in me. Per te solo, o mio lindo, io mi trovo in tal perrio, da chi spiro, o Dio consiglio, o Dio consiglio, chi conforto mi darà, da chi spiro, o Dio consiglio, chi conforto mi darà, da chi spiro, o Dio consiglio, chi conforto mi
French music. One of my favorite operas is Faust. I mean, there's just so much to learn from it. Of course, the immortal story of good versus evil, of desire, of wanting youth. There's so much to learn from it, and the music is so gorgeous. So Miss Shoremount-Obra is going to sing the Jewel Song. Poor Marguerite is the pawn between this pact between the devil and Faust, so that Faust can get his youth back. He has sold his soul. And poor Marguerite is the pawn, a beautiful, lovely young girl who comes home one day and finds a box of jewels by her doorstep. So this is to soften her up so that Faust can begin his seduction of her. So in this beautiful scene, she says it. She sees the beautiful casket of jewels there. She puts them on her, and she sings a beautiful waltz where her voice just moves with very great synchronicity. It's one of the great moments in the opera. And again, poor Marguerite, the pawn, who could resist a box of jewels? Because we all know that diamonds are a ghoul's best friend. Thank you. Thank you, I'm here all weekend. And so then the devil, of course, in this opera, it's very interesting because the devil is not malevolent. He always has a sardonicism to him, which I think was the only way that they could escape through the censors at the time. So Mr. Brady's going to return and sing the Devil's Serenade. He's actually mocking Marguerite. And he's singing a serenade to her, saying, you know, whatever you do, before you even open the window, before you get a kiss, put a ring on it. That's literally what he says. And so then to end that beautiful French segment, Our Lady's going to return to do the Barcarolle from the Tales of Hoffmann. It's the Grand Canal on a beautiful night like this. They are invoking the night to intoxicate them with love. So now the Jewel Song from Faust.
Riche coffret peux-tu venir? Je n'ose y toucher. Et pourtant, voici la clé, je crois. Si je l'ouvrais, ma main tremble. Pourquoi? Je le fais en l'ouvrant bien d'abord, je suppose. Oh Dieu, que de bijoux et ce rêve charmant qui me bloue. Je veille, mes yeux n'ont jamais vu de richesse
Pourquoi refuser
So doesn't that music actually have fragrance to it? I mean, you could just, how incredible that we have all of this. So continuing in the French vein, Mr. Brady is new to the area. I've been so pleased to get to know him. And when I asked him about possible repertory, he gave me the piece that he's going to sing as a possibility. And I thought, what? I haven't heard of this piece in decades because it is so difficult to sing. It is a piece from a little-known opera by Ambroise Thomas, Le Caid, which is the Alcade. And of all things, Miss Hebeisen earlier sang an aria from the Italiana in Algeri. This is kind of a spin-off, an operetta version of that, set in Algiers. And Michel is the drum major. And this aria is about how fabulous it is to be a drum major and have everybody look at you. And the thing about this aria is that it is so difficult to sing. We've all heard about coloratura sopranos. Have you ever heard of a coloratura bass? You're going to hear one. So then Miss Hebeisen, we're going to turn to Romeo and Juliette of Gounod. And Miss Hebeisen is going to sing Stefano's taunting ballad. It's the scene right before the duel. Stefano is Romeo's page. He has come to the Capulet Palace to kind of set up this duel that they're going to have. So he actually is singing a song to Juliette in her house, saying, "You poor little thing, you little turtle dove, you're here in a nest of vipers, but I'm going to protect you." So two wonderful French arias, beginning with a coloratura bass. Wait, you're going to store.
Que la belle aime le militaire, l'on ne peut pas blâmer ce noble essor. Le fille est le vrai lot du beau Tambour-Major. Enfant chérie, des dames des grisettes, enfant gâtés, des boudoirs, des caquettes, les fils d'or de ses épaulettes sont moins brillants et moins nombreux que ces triomphes amoureux. Les fils d'or de ses épaulettes sont moins nombreux que ces triomphes amoureux. Jamais, jamais,
We truly are so proud of our young artists that come through our training program. Part of our mission at Maryland Opera is not only for us, it's for generations yet to come. And particularly with this next opera that we're going to hear a selection from. One of my most beloved friends in the opera world here, Susan McFarland, who has passed on and will be honoring later this season. I will never forget when she said to me, "What would the world be like without La Boheme. There is no world without La Boheme, because it is a story of ourselves, like no other opera in the repertory. It is the story of ourselves, our hopes, our aspirations. And so Mr. Brady is going to sing the coat aria from the last act of La Boheme, which will be featured on our Morte e Vita. And honestly, you need to bring a handkerchief or two or an entire box of Kleenex. It's very, very moving. Mimi is dying, and all of her friends have come around her bedside to assist in her next journey. And she needs medicine, she needs warmth. So Musetta will sell her earrings. All that Coligny has is his coat. His coat, which has all the books. He's a philosopher, the thing that he loves the most in the world. But he says, for this I will sell. And he talks to the coat. You who have been with me for such a long time, I bid you farewell. But I'm doing this for someone I love. And then, to continue the Puccini, Miss Shoremount-Obra is going to sing In Questa Reggia from Turandot, one of the great scenes in all of opera. And you know, the thing about the role of Turandot, you think of most opera roles as going on for hours of tremendous singing. There is tremendous singing in Turandot, but the entire role has only 20 minutes of singing. But when she sings, you know what's going on. And so in this scene, the ice princess Turandot, explains what is happening. That in the palace where they are, the forbidden palace of Beijing, that centuries ago her ancestress Lo Ling was invaded by this person who took a great advantage of her. And she, Turandot, through the centuries, seeks to avenge what happened to her ancestress. That no one shall have her until they answer the 3 riddles. And in the opera, we actually find somebody who does solve the riddles, but he still challenges her at the end of this aria. And she says, there are 3 riddles, enigmas, death is one. So Puccini.
Vecchia Zimarra, senti, io resto al pianto a scende del sacro monte Ortevi. Le mie grazie ricevi, mai non curvasti ai ricchi ed ai potenti, passar nelle tue tasche come in antri tranquilli. Filosofi e poeti, ora che giorni lieti fuggir ti dico, addio fedele amico mio, addio.
la sua fresca voce.
Doesn't that just take your breath away? I mean, just the glory of this operatic art form about an expression like that. And you understand why the Turandot only sings for 20 minutes if it's all like that. I mean, she needs an aqualung at the end. So that concludes our opera portion. We're now going to have some pieces from the Great American Songbook, Miss Hebeisen, 2 songs from Children of Eden, one, The Spark of Creation, then a wonderful cabaret song. Listen very carefully to the words. Stars in the Moon, Mr. Brady back for C'est Moi from Camelot, and Stars from Les Miserables. And then Miss Shoremount-Obra, Meine Lippen, Sie küssen so heiß. It's exactly what it sounds like. My lips are kissing you really hotly. And then, and this is true, then it's better in German. And then Climb Every Mountain, and then Mr. Brady will return on a night like this to sing Some Enchanted Evening.
I've got an itching on the tip of my fingers. I've got a boiling in the back of my brain. I've got a hunger burning inside me, cannot be denied. I have a feeling that the Father who made us, when he was kindling the pulse in my veins, he left a tiny spark of the fire smoldering inside. The spark of creation is burning bright within me. The spark of creation won't let me rest at all. A bit of the fire that lit up the stars and breathed life into the mud. The first inspiration of the spark of creation. I see a mountain ocean and I want to climb it. I see a river and I want to leave shore. Where there is nothing, let there be something, something made by me. There's worlds waiting for me to invent them. There's worlds waiting for me to explore. I am an echo of the eternal cry of let there be. The spark of creation is burning bright within me. The spark of creation, I am the keeper of the brain, until I discover or build or uncover a thing that I can call my celebration of the spark of creation. The spark of creation, may it burn forever. The spark of creation, I am the keeper of the flame. We think all we want is a lifetime of leisure, each perfect day the same, endless vacation. Well, that's alright if you're a kind of crustacean, but when you're born with an imagination, sooner or later you'll feel the fire get hotter and higher. The spark of creation. I met a man without a dollar to his name, who had no traits of any value but his smile. I met a man who had no year nor claim to fame, who was content to let life pass him for a while. And I was sure that all I ever wanted was a life like the movie stars led. But he kissed me right here and he said, I'll give you stars and the moon and a soul to guide you, and a promise I'll never go. I'll bring you hope to bring out of the life inside you, and a strength that will help you grow. I'll give you truth and a future that's 20 times better than any Hollywood plot. And I thought, you know, I'd rather have a yacht. I met a man who lived his life out on the road, who left a wife and kids in Portland on a whim. I met a man whose fire and passion always showed, who asked if I could spare a week to ride with him. And I was sure that all I ever wanted was a life that was scripted and planned. And he said, but you don't understand. I'll give you stars and the moon and an open highway and a river beneath your feet. I'll give you days full of dreams if you travel my way, and a summer you can't repeat. I'll give you nights full of passion and days of adventure, no strings, just warm summer rain. And I thought, you know, I'd rather have champagne. I met a man who had a fortune in the bank, who had retired at age 30, set for life. I met a man and didn't know which stars to thank. And then he asked one day if I would be his wife. And I looked up and all that I could think of was the life I had dreamed I would live. And I said to him, what would you give? I'll give you cars and a townhouse in Turtle Bay and a fur and a diamond ring. thought, okay. And I took a breath, and I got my yacht. And the years went by, and it never changed, and it never grew, and I never dreamed. And I woke one day, and I looked around, and I thought, my God, I'll never have the moon.
Should be invincible. Succeed where a less fantastic man would fail. Climb a wall no one else could climb. Cleave a dragon in record time. Swim a moat in a coat of heavy iron mail. No man to the pain he ought to be unwincible. Spectacular deeds should be his daily fare. But where in the world is there in the world a man so extraordinary? C'est moi, I'm forced to admit, 'tis I humbly reply, that mortal who these marvels can do, c'est moi, 'tis I'm never lost at battle or game, I'm simply the best by far. When swords are crossed, 'tis always the same, one blow and au revoir. C'est moi, so admirably fit, a French Prometheus unbound. And here I stand with valor untold, exceptionally brave, amazingly bold, the godliest man I know. C'est moi! Out in the darkness, a fugitive running, fallen from God, fallen from grace. God be my witness, I never shall yield, till we come face to face, till we come face to face. He knows his way in the dark, but mine is the way of the Lord. And those who follow the path of the righteous shall have their reward. And if they fall as Lucifer fell, the flame, the sword, stars in your multitudes, scarce to be counted, filling the darkness with order and light. You are the sentinels, silent and sure, keeping watch in the night, keeping watch in the night. You know your place in the sky, you hold your course and your aim, and each in his season returns and returns, and is always the same. And if you fall as Lucifer fell, you fall in flame. And so it has been, and so it is written on the doorway.
Licht erglüht zur mitternächt'gem Stund und alle lauschen meinem Lied, dann wird mir klar der Grund. Meine Lippen, sie küssen so heiß, meine Glieder sind schmiegsam und weiß, und dort steht es geschrieben, du sollst küssen, du sollst lieben, meine Füße, sie schweben dahin, meine Augen, sie leuchten und da steht zwinglos und ich weiß, meine Lippen, sie küssen so heiß. In meinen Anden drin, da rutscht das Blut der Tänzerin, denn meine schöne Mutter, des Tanzes Königin im golden Alcazar. Sie war so wunderschön, ich hab sie oft in Traum gesehen. Schlug sie das Tambourin zum wilden Tanz, da sah man alle Augen glühen. Sie ist in mir aufs Neu erwacht, ich hab das gleiche Los. Ich tanz für sie um Mitternacht und fühl das seine Los. Meine Lippen, sie küssen so heiß, meine Glieder sind schmiegsam und weiß, und dort sterben, da steht
enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you'll know even then, that somewhere you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room. And night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you hear her call you across a crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own. Or all through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go.
So what a glorious, magical evening this has been. And you know, it's very interesting, now that night has descended and these lights are on us up like here, we're always here to uplift the best of humankind and to present these wonderful artists. And again, like beautiful Ms. McFarland said, what would the world be like without Boheme? What would the world be like without opera? I cannot imagine it. So, before we leave with a special piece tonight, we had to have a special announcement. You know, we have a very profound lineage at Maryland Opera. We were the Baltimore Opera Company for almost 50 years, then Lyric Opera Baltimore, and then we reformed to be Maryland Opera with a new way of looking at opera, with reimagining. And if you can imagine in this day and age what it is like to put together a new opera company, it was a daunting task. We had a small but mighty band of people who were helping us. And there was one from the very beginning that obviously had tremendous talent and drive and devotion. And this young man was Jason Buckwalter. And you always see him around. He really is doing everything. So the big news is that after so many years of being the executive assistant, he is now the first general director of Maryland Opera. So where is Jason? I can't see. Could you say a few words to us, Mr. Buckwalter, Mr. General Director?
Thank you, Mr. Harp. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you, for being here. I am deeply honored by this appointment. This company means a great deal to me. Opera means a great deal to me. All of you mean a great deal to me. Thank you. I'm so grateful to you for being a part of this and coming along with me as I've grown into this position. I've learned a lot over these past 7 seasons of making opera. And it gets grander and grander every year. This is very exciting. Now, we have big plans. There's a lot of big things coming. So stay tuned. I I get to be the person who brings them to you. And that means so much to me. So thank you. I hope you'll continue to join me and the incredible Maryland Opera team that we were putting together and growing. We're going to bring opera to Maryland, and we're going to make it thrilling for you. So thank you. I look forward to seeing you at our next event, October Bordi, Morte Vita in November, and everything else we have coming. So please be there, and I'll look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
It's truly a wonderful thing, but basically, if from now on you don't like anything, don't tell me, tell him. So every season here at Bordi, we have a theme song we end with. And we would like to end with a song that calls to mind something that very deeply affected our community, the collapse of the Key Bridge. The lives lost, but also it was so much of our community of Maryland, of Baltimore. So we would like to offer a song featuring all of our wonderful artists in commemoration of this, and especially for the hope of the future. If there is anything that can bring us through a tragedy, it is music. Thanks be to God for this glorious gift.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are